The countdown. Ooh.
Hey y'all, it's 4 o'clock on the clock. Darcy tells me it's time to work. You're here at Rosetree Blown Glass Studio in beautiful downtown historic Algiers Point, New Orleans, Louisiana. And I am Mark. I'm the owner here along with my wife Brenda. And we welcome you to another Facebook Live broadcast. Today we are making a tower vase. So this one is a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, so it's going to take a little more time than I guess we did whatever. I don't remember what we did last.
I wasn't here.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The voice behind the camera is Darcy. If you have any questions while we're working, please just put them in the comment box, and Darcy will relay those to me. I'll try to answer your glass questions. So pretty much what we're doing is just as if you walked into the studio and started having a conversation while I'm working. So I'll explain a little bit about what I'm doing while I'm doing it, and then we talk about lots of other things, whatever comes up. So we will moderate it to a point. And we'll just go from there. So just having a good time with friends and class enthusiasts. So today the tower vase will be hot mix, and it will be 3 gathers. Each layer is called a gather. The gathering on the end of the pipe. So first gather clear, second gather color, third gather clear again. Then it's blown out and shaped, and just like that it's made. Wish it was that easy. Okay. Is everybody on, Darcy?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We've got Barry, Shatney, and Christy all said hello. And thank you, Barry. He's welcoming me back.
Oh, it's been so long.
And thank you, everybody, for the beautiful birthday wishes last week. I enjoyed getting to see them all.
All right. So hydration is done, or part of the hydration. So we're going to start.
Simon's on and says hello. Simon Relason? Yeah. I know. Well, I don't know last names.
No.
So that's why I say the last name, because it helps.
Yes. This is my furnace. Inside the furnace is a ceramic bowl. There's a ceramic bowl that's holds the glass. I want to do this. That holds the glass. You can hold up to 400 pounds of molten glass in there, and it's 2,050 degrees inside, and it's kept on 24/7. If we turn it off, it takes over a week to come back up to temperature, and so we just leave it on all the time because we're always working, it seems. All right, so this is my blowpipe, and the end is, you see that little bit of color on it, and that I'm going to use to get the glass out of the furnace and make the piece. Same methodology the glass blowers have been using for over 2,000 years. So that is gather number 1. And you'll see I have to keep rotating the pipe all the time. When I stop rotating it, glass moves and will drip onto the floor. Don't want that.
So Barry said, chilly there today, huh?
Long pants. Yeah, I don't think it's gotten up to 60. And it's supposed to get, I think, colder tomorrow. We were just talking about that. So
Yeah.
I'm smoothing out the glass on this table. It's called a marver, and it's just a steel table that's used to cool and shape glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the end, put a finger over the end. It's called an air trap. So the air's trapped inside. When the cold air hits the hot glass, it heats up and expands, and it blows out the initial bubble.
Yeah, I was going to say, I almost regret not getting my sweater today.
You can step closer if you want.
True.
All right, so the initial bubble is in, and now what we have to do is we have to wait for this to cool off. If I went right back in now, into the furnace, that heat from the glass would superheat this up and would have no stability. It would be really loosey-goosey, so, which is a technical term. So I'm waiting for the end of the pipe to lose color, and that will tell me that the glass is still hot enough so it won't crack when we put it in the furnace, but cool enough that it'll add support, stability in the next gather on top.
Awesome. So Patty said hi, and
Hi, Patty.
happy belated birthday. Thank you, Patty. And that she missed last class as well. And that's all right. We always forgive. Barry said it's 32 in New York City. And Christy said it's 75 in LA.
Yeah.
We can't complain too much. We get a lot of that too, though.
The weekend was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went from 80s to 50s as the high in one day.
All right, so you see that it's pretty much lost most of the color. It's like a cherry red, which is fine. I'll get the next layer on, and I'll put the color on.
Barry said we like loosey-goosey.
Yep.
Oh, now that's warm.
So we just leave it open. You see it over here?
Uh-huh. In the mornings when it's too cold, Eamon already has the reheating chambers all lit for you, all three of you. And I just go over to Dave's and warm up before I go upstairs. Patty said it was 16 there this morning.
All right, so I'm just coating the bottom half of the piece. And then I'll heat this up. I get it shaped correctly. So the reheating chamber is about 2150, 2200 degrees or so, and that's just hot. It doesn't have any glass in it, and we turn those on in the morning and turn them off in the evening. So we don't have an open flame going in the studio all the time. So I'm just doing a little bit more, because these holes get stretched out a whole lot, so I just want the color to be a little denser. So I'm putting 2 layers of color on.
Because it's a big piece today, or a bigger piece than usual. So it takes a while, though, to get the reheating chambers warmed up, right?
Yeah, mine takes almost 2 hours, about an hour and a half or so.
Okay.
This little one at the end is quick, it's about a half hour. Just because it's smaller, and the materials that we built it with are not as dense. Mine has hard brick in it, which are really dense and suck all the heat. That has more like it's called Fiberfrax, which is it's like house insulation almost. It's like cotton candy kind of looking, puffy, and we line it with that, and it's not as dense, so it heats up a lot quicker.
I never realized that they were different between the three of them. Uh-huh. See, I'm learning new things today.
Every day you're supposed to learn new things.
Yeah, some days I'm stubborn. Don't laugh too hard at that.
So always reheating. I don't want to let the temperature of the glass get too cold, because then it just takes a lot more time heating it back up. Back. It's called feathering. I was thinking last night how to describe what we do here with the Facebook Live, because we started off as an educational kind of thing, and it kind of morphed into something else. And I was thinking, it's kind of like Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross kind of thing.
Happy little trees.
Happy little feathering. And, just come in and say hello. I don't have my cardigan, but that's okay. and just kind of talk about what we're doing and entertaining the neighborhood.
It's a glass blowing social half hour.
Okay, so I'm going to take the ice pick and just feather back the colorway. And feathering actually is a technique that's it's really old. A lot of the pieces that were made in colonial time were feathered. And Darcy, did you know that did you know what the first industry in the colonies was?
Was it glass blowing?
Yes, it was.
Can I tell you how I actually know that and not just taking context clues? I lived in Virginia when I was in grade school, and we went out to, and got to see everybody in costume and doing it much more robust. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Old-timey, because I can't think of the word, than this.
Yes. They used, I mean, I use old methods with new
Technology.
With new technology and everything, but they actually use the old school everything. And actually, when I was growing up, that was actually the job that I wanted, was work blowing glass at Jamestown. And this was before I knew glass.
So wait, I was going to say, wait, you could have been doing it when I was a kid.
No. Because I really like history, and the glass blowing intrigued me. And at some point, that's what I wanted to, I thought would be really cool to do.
All right.
Look at me now.
So Barry said Mr. Peabody for the description of the of what we do. Shatney said, I think doing live will get more people into glass making.
Yeah.
And I agree. We do get a lot of people who come in and say that they've seen our lives and they want to know, how to learn. And
wait till we don't have the pandemic on us, and we'll get more people in.
I know. Barry had a suggestion for the first industry set up here. And yes, it is prostitution.
That's the world's oldest. So, okay, should I say legal? The first legal industry. And Darcy, do you know the reason why?
That prostitution was illegal?
No. You've been hanging around with Barry too much.
Why was it the first?
Because at that time, the furnaces and everything were heated by wood, and glass is made with sand. So in the new colonies, there's abundance of wood and sand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What happened in Europe was the glass blowing industry actually led to the deforestation of Europe, a good part of Europe, because they use all the trees, they cut down the trees to use as fuel for glass blowing.
Patty said, and you do educate, and there you go, educating us again.
Sorry.
Christy said, groupies. I like that. Got groupies.
So this is all smoothed out now. And I'm going to get my last layer on top of this. And I'll let this cool off again to get be able to get a nice big layer on top and not have this get all.
I was going to say, isn't that too bright there?
It's a little bright.
Yeah.
So you just kind of wait on it, and it's a time when people will be in the gallery watching us, and I'm sitting here like this, and I know their brains are saying, "Well, why is he just sitting there? Go do something."
But I tell you what, though, when we do have people in the gallery watching, it doesn't matter how often you have to sit there and let it cool for a bit. They are fascinated, and they just sit and watch.
It's interesting. I mean, I still am really interested in watching what different people do.
Barry said, nice swirls already. He's good at what he does. Swirling.
You make a living out of it.
I hope it works out for you. Chatney said it's relaxing.
Maybe on your end. It is. As our friend Jerry Lynn would say, this is
Moment of zen.
And because there's an extraneous bubble just floating there on top, see right there, I'm going to grab it and cut it out. Much so. And then because I put a cold line on there from the shears, I'm going to heat the whole thing back up and then smooth it out again. Yeah, I mean, doing this every week, it kind of gets me to think a little differently, and it kind of challenges me just to do different things. I mean, some days we do similar things, but it's not doing the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, you've done a lot of new pieces and experimenting since you started to do this.
True. Especially when we first went on lockdown. Okay, so this is a fruit wood block. So it's wood and it's soaked in water. So what happens is the glass doesn't actually burn it a whole lot. It just rests on a layer of steam, and that allows me to shape it using the block. So what you're doing with the block is I'm moving the glass from the lip off the piece, because that's going to be where that's going to stretch out and blow a lot.
Jennifer was asking how my birthday was, and thank you, Jennifer. It was great. I didn't do much of anything, so it was fantastic.
Those are good birthdays.
Yeah. Shatney said it gets your imagination going.
Yes.
And Barry
Yeah,
said,
there are a few new lines that came out in 2020.
yeah.
I'm going to block this one more time. So what also what I'm doing when I'm blocking is that inside gather, which was solid, has to get heated back up again, because we're blowing through that to blow out the piece. So I'm using the outside glass and the heat from the reheating chamber to heat the whole thing up, so that when I start blowing, the whole thing will move.
Barry said get plenty of variety. And Christy said no shot glasses.
Christy has, I think, 2 sets of shot glasses in that thing.
See, that keeps you special. Well, you're probably special already
Well,
anyhow,
the
so
thing is,
we appreciate that.
I have to do something that lasts more than a few minutes, and it's gotta be a little splashy.
Yeah. Thanks, Jennifer.
All right, so I'm going to start blowing it out, blowing that inside bubble. Doing that air trap again. So you see that inside bubble is expanding. And I heat it up again. So you see I don't have a whole lot of time when I come out of the reheating chamber to do what I need to do.
Christy, oops, sorry.
You go.
I was going to say, Christy said they are well loved and well used.
I hope so. I'm glad to use them. Okay, so now I'm going to take a tool called jacks, air jacks, like you have a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut a jack line in, which is what we're going to use to separate the glass from the pipe when the time comes. I'm going to start blowing this a little bit more.
So Jennifer was asking, how much harder is it to blow through the solid first gather?
If the temperatures are right, it's not really hard. And if they're not right, it's like trying to blow into a Coke bottle and change the shape. You're not going to do it.
Now I know a lot of people, when we get people out here for the blow your owns, tend to think that they get scared because they think, you know, well, I have breathing problems, so I can't breathe that hard. I'm like, it's not, you're not breathing
Really
hard in there. You're not blowing up a balloon.
And a lot of times, if you do it right, it almost does itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to swing this out a little bit, just get a little more length to it. Because this piece is kind of tall.
Oh, you did the light lower swing.
Yes. I didn't want to just smack you with it.
It's always a risk I'm willing to take. Christy just asked, will there be swinging?
All right. Wow, me.
You've made a Facebook Live name for yourself and you're swinging.
I'm going to heat the whole piece up and swing it. Because the audience demands that.
Popular. It's popular. Patty said you've spoiled us.
By swinging it, it uses centrifugal force to make the piece longer. So centrifugal force, the force moving away from my hands, so the piece moves away from the center and gets longer.
Oh, Brenda's in. She said she took the day off and got her second vaccine. Woohoo! Hope you're feeling well, Brenda.
She was supposed to come in.
No,
Gave her the day off.
she was taking the day off. Yeah.
I know. All right, so now I'm going to make the bottom a little bit wider. The top part's pretty much done. So I'm always turning when I have glass on the pipe.
Oh, good. She says she's still feeling good.
Good. So I have what's called an auto blower on my bench, and I'm using that to blow out the piece to change the shape. A lot of places they use a person. Just sits there and blows into the pipe. When you ask for air, for me it's a lot easier just to have the blower there because it's always there. And it doesn't require a whole lot. So I'm heating the whole piece up. I gotta keep the neck hot even though I'm working on the bottom part.
Now you do sometimes have one of your assistants help with big pieces.
Because to be honest with you, lifting the big piece up and onto this and turning the big piece with one hand and the other, I'm just not strong enough anymore.
Well, it's a pretty hefty job.
Well, yes, but I'm just not strong enough anymore. Get to the point where you really have to, I mean, it's like being an elite athlete. I've been doing this for 42 years, and it's a lot of wear and tear on my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to work smarter.
Not harder.
And not harder, yeah. Change the shape a little bit. Bobby's got it right on the board. I will not be late again. unless he has a note from Epstein's mother. Shaw's not here.
Who?
Shaw.
I have not seen Shaw, no.
Shaw will bring a note from Epstein's mother on Thursday.
Bobby said, yes, sir. Patty was asking, is your foot controlling anything at the furnace?
No. Well, it's pulling back the yoke while I'm working, so just moving the yoke where the piece was resting. But it's not working any controls or anything in the furnace. I have friends who have studios that have all sorts of contraptions, pneumatics and stuff that control doors and all sorts of stuff. But again, the more gigas and stuff that you have, it can be something that goes wrong. All right, so the bottom shape is pretty well done. So what I'm going to do is get a rod called punty, and the punty's got a little bit of glass on it. I'm going to stick it right to the middle on the bottom and separate it from the low pipe and work on the top part.
Thank you, Bobby. I did have a great birthday. Brenda says she thinks Shaw is watching.
Okay. All right, so I'll give this a nice reheat all the way in.
Oh, Shaw said I'm here. Just hiding in the background.
Lurking. All right, so that's going to sit there for a minute while I go get another rod with some glass on it.
And usual, we're going to take a quick close-up here, and I'm going to warm up by the reheating chamber a minute. So this one is a little bigger than we usually go with the pieces, but I like it. It's perfect for a good big bouquet of flowers.
Back to that gas line that I made. I'm going to use this file with a little water on it to set up a break-off line. And tap and off. And this has to go right back in. Heat it up.
I like hearing the sizzle when you do that last bit with the file, yeah, letting the water drip off.
So right now, the coldest part is the part that's attached to the pipe, and that's the part I have to heat up. So we're going to give most of the attention to that, and most of the heat, but it will always be flashing the bottom so that it keeps some heat in it so it doesn't separate off.
Linda Tyler said hello, y'all.
Hello, Linda Tyler.
Barry gave you a ta-da when you took it off the pipe.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to trim the top because it didn't break off evenly. And I usually trim pieces just because it gives a nice straight line to it, and then I'll start manipulating the lip and opening it up. Again, always flashing. So this reheat is the longest reheat because of
Brenda said, I'm enjoying watching this from home.
Don't get used to it.
But we miss you.
Here. We need you here. All right, so you see the top has a little color to it. So I'm going to take the jacks and kind of open it a little bit. And I'm going to take these, they're called duckbill shears. I'm just going to cut that smooth. And I heat it up. Yeah, maybe not. I'm going to heat it up again. And put little holes on it.
Barry agreed with Brenda that it's very relaxing.
What?
That it's very relaxing watching. Corey said, oh no, I almost missed it. Welcome, Corey.
I was going to ask about Corey. And he appeared magically.
It's like he heard you.
At the leprechaun, Lucky the leprechaun. He appears.
Bobby said, love that pattern and color.
Thank you. Although I know you like the black and gold best.
Linda said you were sitting right there when you made my raffle winning bowl. Love it.
Exactly. Yep. We're a lot of people that are on here are in a group, which is like family now, called Threadheads. Threadheads are people from around the world who come to New Orleans and celebrate Mardi Gras, celebrate Jazz Fest, and pretty much everything New Orleans. And I've been affiliated with the group 12, 14 years, probably 14 years or so. And a lot of the people are family. And one of the things that we do is we raise money for New Orleans musicians and New Orleans charities. And we do a big raffle. And one of the raffle items that I do is watch your own piece being blown. And we usually do a big piece. And Linda was actually, I think, the first winner that we ever had in the raffle. And Linda, I made a wavy bowl for Linda.
Awesome. So Jennifer was asking, how do you know how much to cut off?
Just so it's straight.
Corey said it's been a busy few weeks.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what Bobby said. He said busy equals money.
Right now I'm going to open that up a little bit more. Reheat the whole thing.
Christy said you are always very generous with your time and pieces during the raffle.
Thank you. Yeah, I must do 7 or 8 blow-your-owns and other stuff. It's a good cause. I mean, Kristen, you know what, offhand or Barry, how much money over the years we've raised? I mean, it's phenomenal, actually.
I don't know. I'd never heard of the Threadheads till I started working here, and all of the people I've met have been fantastic people.
We killed the ones that aren't nice.
Oh, well, that helps.
So yeah, after Katrina, Threadhead started a record company called
Oh.
Threadhead Records, and the amazing thing about it was that we raised money for New Orleans artists to make CDs, and they weren't charged up front. We just had them when they were able to pay back for the production of the CD. They paid back when the CD sold. So put out probably 15 or 20 so CDs. We're also involved with different nonprofits that were set up.
That's awesome. Christy said, I have no clue. My guess is a bazillion.
It is. I'm thinking, it's a few 100,000.
Barry said close to
There you
$500,000,
go.
maybe a little more.
So yeah, good work. It's interesting to do stuff like that and see it from a grassroots level. And I'm just going to spin this out a little bit and let these flare out a little.
All right, Corey, enjoy this.
No.
It's flaring just a little.
Get all Corey on it.
Linda said, and I'm quoting here, not watching my language today, holy shit, and done while sharing talents and having fun. Corey said, is that fake waves?
No, Corey, you're making waves is what's happening. So that's pretty much a tower vase. One more time.
Woo!
I'm reheating the whole piece. I want to get some heat in the bottom before I take it off so it doesn't crack. In hot mix. See, it's a little bit bigger. Then we go over to the crack off area.
Carrie McCloy said, late to the party. What are we making?
We made.
Yep.
We made a tower vase. And this I'm just using a torch to smooth out break-off point from the punch where the punching was attached.
Corey said, well, that's cute. And I agree. Linda said, love the shape.
Thank you.
Bobby said, crown vase. And, yeah, I like that.
All right, and that's called an annealing oven, and the annealing oven is 920 degrees or so. And it goes in there and it evens off the temperature. Before it goes in there, it's hotter than that. It's anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 degrees, depending on what part of the piece we were working on. And it stabilizes at 920, and then overnight, about 16 hours or so, slowly cools down to room temperature so it doesn't crack. So, any other questions? We're good, or?
Just everybody loving it. Carrie said, cool, thanks for the info.
You are welcome. All right, well, today was Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for coming to our Facebook live broadcast. Please support your local businesses. Everybody can use your help. Hopefully things will start to loosen up a bit and you'll be able to go out and spend some money in person with restaurants and small businesses. Shop small, it's always a good thing to do. If you need anything from us, presents, gifts for yourself, whatever, you know where to find us, www.rosetreegallery.com. Facebook, our Rosetree Blown Glass. Instagram, Rosetree Glass Gallery. I'm going to say all of these are on YouTube, but I think we have a glitch. Most of these are on YouTube. On our channel, Rosetree Blown Glass Studio and Gallery. If you're not a follower of any of these, please register on there. We'd love to see our numbers grow. And like I say, thank you. Appreciate everybody coming and supporting us during all these lives. As always, take care of one another, love one another. We'll see you all on Thursday. Take care.